Thank you very much for joining us today. In this presentation, we're going to have a quick look at SharePoint and Teams and how it can save you time, how the products work together. So a bit about ourselves. I'm Tony Phillips from CloudDesignBox. We're a team of education, Teams and SharePoint experts, and we support over 220 schools in the UK and abroad. Here's a quick quote from one of our customers, which is the DFE Educator School. One of the things that we do try and concentrate on is making sure that you get good user adoption within the school. And as part of the rollout at the PolyMAT, we're going to be doing some online training sessions with teachers. So that's something to look forward to. And hopefully, eventually, maybe some of you teachers might want to work towards the Microsoft Innovative Educator badges as well. So today we're going to look at these benefits. So how you can save teacher time by using SharePoint and Teams. So you've just got that one version of the truth, that central area to store all of your resources. We're going to look how it also can save you departmental teacher and departmental leader time as well. So actually, by having some of these central resource sites that we'll take a quick look at, you'll be able to save time by not having to micromanage each individual class. You'll be able to check the quality of those resources at a top level, and also use some analytics to check that work is being set for students. We're also going to look at briefly how SharePoint can improve the communication within your school, how you can publish resources to large groups of people throughout the school, or both staff and students. And also how we can make it an enjoyable experience, so easy to make it as easy to use as possible, and make the most out of those really important features in both Teams and SharePoint. So we're now going to move on to a demo. So I'm logged into a demonstration site. Your school site will look very similar to this. And this is where we get all the news and information that's been published for the entire school. So I might see on this homepage some news from around the school, from around the different departments. I can only see the news that I have access to. So for staff, you might get some staff stories on here, what's happening on the staff site. But for students, they'll only see the news that they are allowed to see. I've also got word of the day, some search web parts, and your school might decide to edit this page and put the web parts on that are most relevant for them. There's also some training videos on here as well, but this can be completely customized by the school. Across the top, you've got the school logo and the school colors and the mega menu. So this menu here gives me easy access to all of the sites and teams that I have access to in the school. Some of these might be communication sites where I'm getting lots of resources being published that I can go in and I can look at. So a quick example of that might be a staff site, where I might be able to access things like policies, IT guides, a daily or weekly staff briefing, or today's lunch rota. Whatever the school decides to publish to staff can go in these areas. Quick example of that might be a policy library, where I can quickly see all the policies that are meant for staff, and I can see when they expire as well. And if you're a member of the admin team, some nice little tools in here that will help you manage some of these business processes, like keeping track of when policies have expired by clearly showing me there, and even setting up automated email reminders. Now there's also some collaboration teams, and these are teams where you've got small groups of people working together in a secure area, and you'll only see the teams in this list that you're a member of. So if I'm a member of SLT, I'll see the senior leadership team. If I'm not, then I won't see that link on this menu. Now these are both Teams and SharePoint sites, which means all that means for you is I can go in, I can click on the data team, I can go inside that data team site, I can go to one of the channels, so I could go into the exam analysis channel, and I could work on documents within that channel. And this might be quite familiar for some staff who are used to using, traditional website-based navigation. It's quite clear and easy to see which sites you can jump into. For other staff, they might prefer to use Teams, and for them, they can go straight into that data team inside Microsoft Teams and access exactly the same documents. Now, for any teachers watching, Where the value is really added for you is with these central resource sites that again get created automatically from your school management system data. So you will have a number of classes that get created every single academic year. And those are areas where you can work with students. You can set them assignments. You can see their online exercise book, and we'll take a really brief look at those shortly. But your subject sites, these are for your long-term resources that can be reused year on year and shared with everybody in your department. So the idea is that it saves you time, it saves your teachers time by having this one place to store those documents rather than having them scattered in lots of different locations. And again, the subjects list is only going to show you a list of subjects that you are enrolled on as a student or that you teach as a teacher. And if you do cover another lesson, you'll always get the option to see all subjects. So if I go into English, and again, everything I show you here is available in Teams and SharePoint. I've got a staff only area that only staff can see. This is a staff resources channel. And I can also see some student facing resources. And these are also security trims. So if I'm a student in year 11, I can revise back through previous years. I can see all the resources that were put there, in year 7 through to year 11, but I can't see any age inappropriate content. So I can't see year 12 or year 13. And inside here, this is a place where teachers can just drop some resources for the students, and the students can access them with read-only access. So it might be some lesson resources, some worksheets, it could be anything that you want to make available to them. And the great thing about using SharePoint is they'll be available anywhere on any device in the cloud. As teachers, you'll also get the added benefit of being able to restore deleted documents from the recycle bin, having a version history of every single resource that you create. So if you make a mistake, you need to go back to an earlier version, you can easily do that. You can see every time that document has been edited. You'll also be able to create your documents in here, as well as dragging and dropping them in if you've already got them created somewhere else. But the idea is this belongs to the department and you can reuse it for many years to come. When it comes to your class teams, these get created every single academic year for every class that you teach, and they exist for that one academic year. Now, as a teacher, I can see all of the classes that I teach. If I'm a student, I can only see the classes that I'm enrolled on. And I can jump straight into class teams, straight into an individual class from here. Or if you prefer, you could just go straight into Microsoft Teams and select one of your class teams to get started. Now, these are automated from your information management system. So if you're using something like Sims, Bromcom, iSAMS, any of your classes that get updated there will be updated here the following day. So if people move up or down sets, they will get updated here. Now, class teams are a great place to collaborate with your team. We've got lots of videos going into detail on how you can use these to enhance teacher learning, provide that blended learning approach, or even do your online lessons if you can't make it into school. And there's lots of places here to use resources, create student notebooks, set assignments, and again, we don't have time to go into those today, but we've definitely got some free resources that we'll put up at the end of the session you can go and have a look at later. You'll also be having your training sessions as well with a trainer, and he'll be taking you through how to do all of these different features in those sessions. Now, those central resource areas that we saw earlier inside SharePoint, that English site, the idea is that as a teacher, I don't want to be uploading my resources to every single Year 11 English class every single academic year, because that means I'm going to have lots of copies of the same documents. My head of department isn't going to be able to keep track of the quality of those resources because there's lots of different versions in lots of different places. And as a teacher, I'm duplicating my workload. I'm adding extra work when there shouldn't really be a need to. So instead of putting all your resources in the Files tab, that's where we can automatically add on the Central Resource tab here for those central English resources. So if I go into Student Resources and Year 11, these are exactly the same resources that we saw in SharePoint earlier, but both the staff and the students can access it from within the class team without even going to SharePoint if they don't want to. And this just means you've got that one version of the truth. Teachers can share resources with all the other teachers in their department, and you can just reuse them. You can even reuse them then in your assignments, and the idea is you've just got that one version of the truth. You don't have to duplicate your documents or your workload. That central resource English site that we saw earlier as well is also available as a team. And again, those student resources that we saw just a minute ago, they're also available from within here. So I can see the Year 11 resources, exactly the same resources, just accessing it through a different window. And that means as a teacher, I'm a member of this class. It's a teacher-only area. We can chat, we can have departmental meetings, but also we can share some of those resources with the student, and they'll be available to every student who does English in a particular year group instantly. So that's a really quick preview of some of the things that you'll be able to do really shortly. There's other things as well, like departmental teams or staff teams. Lots of other features that will be great to show you. We don't have time to do that today, but if you do want to learn more, then there are some free resources available on our website. Here are the contact details, and if you do have a camera phone with you, if you open up your camera and point it at one of those QR codes, it will take you straight to those resources. So either to our Twitter feed, to our newsletter. If you subscribe to that, you get lots of tips and guides and free updates and free training sessions. The YouTube channel is a great resource, lots of free training videos on there. Learn how to do lots of different things in SharePoint and Teams. And also our Facebook group, which is a private group for educators to share their expertise and their experiences with other educators around the country. And feel free to get in touch with us if you're a school and you're thinking of implementing one of these solutions, and we can always have a chat with you and see how we can help you. So our contact details are on the screen as well. Hope you found that really useful, and I hope you enjoy the other sessions that are on today.